Terribly sorry to inconvenience you, Mr. Steinbacher, but do you know why I called you in here today?
I don't understand why you need me here. My son's a good kid.
How about you, Steven? Do you know what put you in that chair right there? Yo, it's 'cause of my hood, yo.
You brought me in here because of that? I could be at work right now making money for my child's education and whatnot.
Well, you see, your son has been caught wearing his hoodie up 8 times now. And every time we give him detention, and it doesn't do anything. He just says, oh, yeah, I'm not going to wear my hoodie again, but the next day he's got it back on his head. Now, this is going against our school rules, and we take our policies incredibly seriously here. So, he gets to be a sort of beta tester for a new thing we're trying out.
What punishment do you have in mind?
Every school day, from 8 a.m. to 3:20 p.m., your son will sweat and be mocked. All day, every day until the end of the school year. He'll be forced to wear a hat that will be considered atrocious to his fellow schoolmates. Something that he will never live down.
That's not really that bad.
Yo, that's a casual punishment. I could do that type of stuff for days. Well, I'm happy to see that you'll be able to take this punishment lightly. Well, what are we waiting for now? We might as well show off the hat. You guys are speechless, and I love it! That's the little hat I have left over back from my drama days in high school. I made it when I played as Oberon in A Midsummer Night's Dream. You see, it's the hat that the King of the Fairies wore, and I feel like you will be able to wear this hat very nicely. It seems to mold your rule-breaking personality quite well.
There's no way I'm going to let my son wear that. He'll get picked on and thrown in trash cans. I hear he already has problems enough being called a rat or something.
Nah, Dad, we get called hood rats because we got so much swagger they can't handle it. Something like that. Your son may be mocked by the students for a little while. That won't be the worst part. The worst part will be the smell and the sweat from having to wear that laborious hat all day, every day. People will come up with clever names like Sweaty Stevie or something. You can't get me to do that. I ain't done nothing wrong. Actually, young Mr. Steinbacher, I can, and I will. You've broken too many rules for me not to feel justified by this action.
You're really happy about that. You seem too sadistic about punishing my son.
It's not like this hoodie wearing is something new. It's not like it's the only rule he's broken either. Do you know how much trouble this boy has caused? Do you know what he did on the first day of his freshman year? Familiar face, I don't think so. Your son brought a stink bomb to the cafeteria and set it off. Do you know how hard it is to clean a stink bomb from a cafeteria? The food was poisoned with a stench that smelled worse than the worst of rotten milk. Your son is a troublemaker, a young ruffian, I'm afraid to say.
He's had a troubled home life. He's a really good kid.
You know how hard I work to keep my grades up, son? I got a D average right now. That's so much better than when I took freshman year for the 3rd time. Well, your grades are finally just slightly below adequate.
There's no way you can charm yourself out of this one.
This is public humiliation. I can't let you do this. And how do you know it's going to stop kids from wearing hats?
Mr. Steinbacher, are you familiar with Datelines to Catch a Predator series?
Is that the show where they trick pedophiles to come over to their house by pretending they're little kids?
That's exactly what it is, Mr. Steinbacher. You seem to have won the jackpot on that one. Now you see, not only were the pedos searching the interweb as much for little kids, because they were afraid of the cops, they were afraid of having their faces broadcasted over the entire world for everyone to see. Now, it might be unfortunate that your son will be mocked by the children for the rest of his days, but it will surely keep other kids from trying to follow in his footsteps, breaking the rules or wearing hats and hoods.
Didn't a senator kill himself on that show because he didn't want to get arrested?
Yes, well, it is true that a senator chose to take his own life rather than be put in jail by the cops for being a pedophile. That's a completely different ballpark than what's happening with your son. Your son is simply forced to wear a hat for a year. He's not letting his family know that he wanted to touch little kids where they shouldn't be.
So you think this will actually keep kids from breaking the rules?
Yes, I have absolutely no doubt about it.
Yo, Dad, it's not like I was actually doing anything wrong. I was just wearing my hood up, 'cause I'm a hood rat, and we wear hoods.
It's not like you couldn't just put the hood down or anything. This is a punishment you're going to have to live with.
Well, Mr. Steinbacher, I am glad we have come to an agreement. I hope we never end up in a situation like this again.
No! Yo, Zach can do this. It's hip to be square.
You're right.
Who can say where the road goes?